Hello everyone. Today we are going to present our project, pre-contract negotiation on logistics service. Our group mate has Coco, Carson, Crystal, Ray, Jimmy, and Wendy. And here is our agenda. And now I will pass to Wendy.
Thanks, Coco. Hello, this is Wendy. First of all, let me briefly introduce the exclusive summary of our group's presentation. On December 31st, 2020, the agreement on logistics and transportation construct signed by Rastar Interactive Entertainment Co. Limited and ABC Logistics Company will soon expire. During the last year's cooperation, our two parties performed well in cooperation, and ABC Logistics Company is still one of suppliers that Rastar has intention to continue cooperate with. Considering on the market change and the business requirement updating from Rastar, we proposed amendments to some clause of the contract. Therefore, Rastar and ABC Logistics Company held a negotiation before signing the contract. The above is a brief summary of this presentation. Then I'll introduce to you about Rastar. Rastar Interactive Entertainment Co. Limited is a famous brand high-tech enterprise in Guangdong Province, China. It is a large-scale listed car model company in China. Its models such as baby car models and children's bicycles are well known. Rastar focuses on high-quality cultural content, combines online and offline, complements hardware and software, and interacts with marketing and products. Rastar plans the pan-entertainment cultural concept of toy plus entertainment into mobile internet thinking and promotes the overall development of the toy and interactive entertainment industry. The organizational structure of Rastar is relatively traditional, with Office of Supervisory Board, the Board of Supervisors, General Meeting of Shareholders, and the Board of Directors. The Board of Directors consists of two parts, namely management layer and the board office. The management layer has 13 departments, including Financial Assets Department, Human Resources Department, and Extra. Rastar is an influential toy company in the domestic and even international market. So we need to make every contract signing seriously to ensure the safety of the enterprise. For 2021 strategy planning of Rastar, we conducted the negotiation with ABC Logistics Company before signing the contract. Our goal is to reduce the total cost of ownership and improve the service level, and our target is 1 million improvement in 2021. Next, let's welcome Coco. Thanks.
In order to reflect and realize our objectives in the contract renewal, full preparation before negotiation is essential for us to create a deal that offers the best and optimum terms through the contract. The preparation should mainly cover internal, supplier, and market trends. For internal, we perform an analysis to identify the company's strength or the power level, understand stakeholders' requirements and specifications, recognize the existing situation and future development plan. That way, we can align the team's position before the negotiation. And for the supplier aspect, we need to understand their needs and see a common benefit. For the market trend aspect, we will need to create a benchmark with a similar level competitor and research the market situation in order to understand the cost structure. And with the perspective of the objective, a spending analyst is required to visualize the key spending from the contract for the overall analysis from finance and procurement views. Four main points are figured out on this case and drive the negotiations. These are tracking delivery costs, return rates, warehouse costs, and payment terms. And now I'll pass to Carson.
Hello, this is Carson. For the first point, we are going to focus on the tracking delivery costs. To work with the historical spending, we can understand the spend details and bargaining power on the negotiation. Companies spend around 5 million with around 16,500 CBM on yearly outbound shipment volume. Written in the market, the outbound volume belongs to the high-level group. For current contract terms, the unit cost is at the level of $300 per CBM with minimum cost. On another hand, we look for the future with the business forecasting and the planning to coordinate with the top management and business unit. This is a strategy planning in the last year and forecasting the sales going to increase by 20%. Under the volume increasing scenario, our planning is to build up a collaborative partner with the logistics supplier continuously. During this contract renewal, it could take an opportunity to benchmark, review, and negotiate with the supplier on the tracking market delivery costs. With expectation to build up the long-term partnership, the pre-contract negotiation will be taken up in a win-win approach proposal in the big picture framework direction. Two key negotiation points will be involved. The first one is to maximize the benefit of business volume, which is attractive to the supplier. The administration costs and the management costs could be reduced on the both sides and improve the service level. And it could be able to get a win-win outcome as getting benefits mentally. And supplier can utilize the volume benefit to further reduce their costs to realize the double profit. The second key point is to benchmark the tracking market. For the RFQ, we can see for the market rate, which is at the same volume and the surface level at $283 per CBM. We also worked to understand suppliers' cost structure at level of 140 to 180 per CBM. It helps us to estimate the supplier's strata. Under the proposal, we have the approach with consolidating the entry volume award to the same supplier. To have a collaborative negotiation with them and consider under both sides' view to get the consensus. So, two plans with different situations are proposed to get common ground with the supplier together. Simulation of data on saving and extra income will be blended up to achieve the target of win-win. For Plan A, contract term is expected to align with the unit cost reducing $15 per CBM. From our company's view, we can simulate the expected total annual saving as difference on the unit cost times forecast volume, which is $300,000 in 5%. From supplier's view, the expected extra income would be the difference between new unit cost times forecast volume and the original income, which is $7,500,000 in 15%. For Plan B, contract terms is expected to align with the unit cost with reducing the $10 per CBM, while supplier refunds another $10 per CBM if the annual volume can achieve the target. So we are simulating on two situations. First one is the final annual volume achieving the target. It expects the annual saving on our company is 6.7%, and the supplier get 13% annual extra income. Under situation 2 is that the final annual volume cannot reach the full target. Our company is expected to save 3.3% annually, and the supplier is expected to get the extra 8.3% income. Here would be the summary of the simulation to show the saving from our company and the extra income from the supplier in a more clear way. Through the simulation and summary, it is clearly to reflect the benefit on both sides in the proposal for different plans. However, to agree the terms in the contract, level down the concern is an important point to reach consensus. A benefit analysis will be a turning point to involve all the consideration to push for the discussion and the conclusion. Here will be the plan B as detailed example. In our company's view, the post will have more negotiation point to fight for more discount than the plan A. But the cons are needing to have a more accurate forecast to meet the target and settle the payment with the less discount rate before the target achieved. As suppliers' view, the post is that they only provide discount of $10 per CBM to get the potential of extra 20% of the business volume. Second is that the supplier can keep the cash flow unless the target is met. The most important one is that they can keep more flexibility and reduce the uncertainty, avoiding to promise refund or discount before the forecasting target is met. However, they have to provide more discount if the volume target is achieved. As final decision, supplier would consider on our proposal and review their own cost structure and positioning to sign the contract with us. Next, we will be provided details on the following parts.
Thanks, Carson. So next we will discuss about the return rate. Since the establishment of our company to build up a top quality-oriented image in the market, we accept the return of all defective products and write-off from our account. We will stick to this quality policy, but we'll continue to improve the return rate by internal effort and external support. Through the analyzing the return rate of last 6 years, as you can see from the table, it was found that the return rate had been improved year by year from 6% in 2015 to 4.5% in 2020. However, it is still a big number, which affects our profit. Of course, there are many factors can affect the return rate, internally and externally. Based on the investigation of the return product, we conclude that the 30% of the defects were generated related to the activity of the 3PL service supplier. That means in the past 6 years, our company lost more than 1 million every year due to the mishandling of the 3PL service supplier. Therefore, taking the change of the contract renewal, we are considering to find a win-win solution to reduce the return rate in terms of the activity conducted by the 3PL service supplier, so as to increase our profit. We will consider to add the one clause in the contract to request the 3PL to establish more stricter standard procedure of head loading, unloading, and storing our product. Of course, we must take some motivation initially. That is the bonus derived from the reduction of the return rate, and various penalty would be applied if the return rate increase. And calculation, it is considered that bonus 20% can be awarded to the 3PL for every 0.1% return rate reduction. Penalty 6,500 can be applied to the 3PL for every 0.1% return rate increase. So as per our budget for 2021, our sales revenue will be reached 96 million. Return rate is to be reduced to 3.5% with the combination of better quality control system of the production line and improved handling procedure of the 3PL service supplier. Moreover, by improved the handling procedure, we predict that 15% of the defect will be generated related to the activity of the 3PL. Next. And from this table, we can see if we succeed in conforming the new clause with the service supplier, and all the other factors will be in line with our budget. By 1% return rate reduction, our company will reduce revenue loss 960,000 and approximately 790,000 less revenue loss due to the 3PL mishandling. So in conclusion, we regard this is a win-win approach between the supplier and our company. To the supplier, they can gain a bonus around the 250,000 due to the improvement of the return rate. To our company, in the end, we will save around the 710,000 by this initiative, which is about 0.74% of the sales revenue in 2021. So next, I pass to Jimmy.
Another negotiation part will be the warehouse space control. First is the rental price. Since our team found out that the price growth rate is higher than the market, and we have also found that there are still other options in the market. And another point is unstable warehouse capacity because the inventory accuracy is unsatisfied for the past 5 years. And from the data, the share of warehouse space available in the logistics sector, we can see that there is still 7.2% of warehouse availability at the market. And for the growth rates regarding to the CBRE research on warehouse rental price, the market is offering an average 6%. And we have also found 3 other warehouse services, their competitors with similar storage size, which they are offering 3%, 4%, and 6% growth rates. But our service provider is offering 7% on average. From this graph, we can see our position in the market more clearly, which we are on top of that. Other than the rental price, we would like to have a better warehouse utilization to support our storage needs in the coming year. However, if we look at the data below, we can see that the warehouse has 10% space less than the promise for the past 5 years, compared to the 165,000 square feet which we required. As we compared to the competitors again with those similar size mentioned before, they all have higher inventory accuracy as planned, and the number is shown here for the past 5 years. And the following graphs we are accuracy percentage for each warehouse, and you can see that we are below on those warehouse service provider, only providing 90% accuracy. So with the above reasoning, we would like to negotiate for a lower rental price Since other warehouses can offer a lower price but with a more storage, and we are confident with our demand in the markets, and the growth rates of the rental price for this warehouse provider should be reduced to 5% this year. And we can see the reduction of the price and the cost saved for this action. And second, we want the warehouse to have a better prediction on its capacity for a 95%. The warehouse could earn a 330,000 more if they can predict and arrange that extra 5% of the capacity. We want to achieve that by sharing our data of the planning and productions for both parties. So, and also we will give 2% incentive of that improved capacity to the warehouse. So they can actually gain a profit of 350,000 for the warehouse services. In conclusion, there's a total cost saved for the rental price, and the deduction from 2% incentive could save us 800,000 in the warehouse part. And then I will pass to Crystal.
Thank you, Jimmy. This is Crystal. I will talking about the working capital part. For working capital, this is a current asset deduct the current liability, which is a short-term financial status, and payment terms is part of the working capital. Existing payment terms is a net 30 days after review the contract, so it identifies some impact of the cash flow. Besides, there are some increase a lot of payment delay in 2020 because the net 30 days increase of a lot of invoice, so that impact the service level. To fix the problem, we did some benchmarking on the market and found out that our annual spending is around 12 millions, and versus the market rate, we can negotiate the payment terms is around the end of the month 90 days, which can extend around 60 days of the payment terms. And next slide is talking about the negotiation strategy. We identify our culture, the supplier culture, and the position of negotiation. Understand the culture, which use the Hostek and Stephen culture cluster. ABC supplier is a China supplier, and refer to the table. It can identify as a family culture and use it as a contract negotiation tactics. Family culture is with uncertainty avoidance and large power distance. So management can make use of this relationship and discuss the payment terms with the supplier. And we make use of the long-term relationship and business loyalty with the supplier and to negotiate a better payment terms on this part. Besides, we also provide a financial program. We cooperate with the ABC Bank to provide the lower interest rate program to the supplier. Once the supplier provides the invoice, when we regularize the invoice, then the bank can provide the payment to the supplier. And the next slide can provide more details about this win-win approach. This approach can be benefit on the both supplier and the company about the cash flow objective and minimize the cash flow hardship, and also can increase the cash flow to arrange the business, and can create a value change and benefit both parties. So to review the benefit to the company, it save around 12 million, it have a 12 million spending and can save around $33,000 on this case. And also we identify to change the payment terms to EON 90 days can improve the payment delay problem. For the next slide, this is about the benefit to the supplier. Because we not only consider our company, we also consider the position of our supplier. To provide this program, supplier can have a lower cost financial feasibility, increase their liquidity, and improve the cash flow of the forecasting. So the next slide is about the expected benefit summary. To review overall the past, to conclusion, it can achieve the target 1 to 1.2 million overall saving, which align our objective. And I will pass the time to Coco talking about the timeline. Thank you.
Thank you. In order to implement the contract renewal process effectively, a timeline is necessary to set up, ensuring everything is on the right track. The first stage is pre-negotiation preparation, which is 6 months before the contract expires. It involves the preparation of data gathering and analysis on stakeholder and bargaining power. With prepared items, ideas could be exchanged and discussed through the negotiation team to identify the key priority, strategic planning, and team positioning aligning. The second stage is negotiation and interaction with supplier, which is 4 months before the contract expires. It has to build up the rapport with supplier and present each party's position. Through the presentation, it helps to identify the common ground and exchanging concessions. Share the point of view on both parties with reasons and supporting could narrow down the difference or gap. Finally, it can come up with a final offer and agreement for both sides. The first stage is post-negotiation follow-up, which is 1 month before the contract expires. It includes to gain stakeholders' acceptance and legal department consent on the terms. After approval, the contract will be awarded to the supplier formally and signed by both parties with effective date. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you.